All I'm saying to you is, if you look at China, for example, $3 billion in grants and credit lines, plus another $13 billion worth of infrastructure investment.
All those are very, very welcome.
So you have no problem with that?
I don't have any problem with it. I think the Chinese interest in our country is a very healthy one. It's one that all of us are very comfortable with in Ghana. What we have to be satisfied is that we get value for money in terms of these investments. That is what the debate has been. There are serious questions about it, the way that the loans were structured. In Parliament, we spoke about it in very clear terms. We have continued to insist that much better negotiations could have taken place over the money and how it was to be spent.
And what about the quality of the infrastructure work the Chinese offer? In Angola, there are many people who are now talking about roads being washed away, hospitals subsiding because they were poorly built.
And these are all part of the argument as to making sure that we get true value for money. And that is why there's been a hesitation on our part in endorsing this opening. What it is, and I think that is something that we should make very clear, is that we welcome the interest of everybody in the development of the Ghanaian economy. How we handle that interest and how it plays in favor of the majority of our people, the masses of our people, that's our concern.
And to be clear about it, and I am interested in the way you've hedged some of your approval for what the Chinese are doing in your country. To be clear about it, if you are Ghana's next president, will you, for example, allow them to build up a significant stake in your oil industry and in your extractive mineral industries?
If they're going to do so in terms that appear to us normal and mutually beneficial, why not?
So that's a yes?
Yes, absolutely.
What sort of percentage stake could you imagine the Chinese ultimately
owning?
We
will see. We'll see how the history will play itself out. Because
the Ghanaian people that have to vote for you, they want to know what your vision is of the degree to which you let China buy into your economy.
What it is that we will look on a case-by-case basis at everybody who's interested in coming into.
Could they have a controlling stake in
I don't think we want anybody to have a controlling stake in our matters. We don't want to be the pawn of any power, whether it is left, right, Chinese, American, or anybody else. We want the controlling stake in the Ghanaian economy to be in the hands of Ghanaians. That is.
Do you think? Let me ask you this final point on China. Do you look across your own continent and feel that some countries are in danger of allowing China too much power and too much control in their economies?
I think that what it is that we should be all very clear about is that so long as we continue to be raw material producing countries, changing the destination of the export of those raw materials doesn't necessarily change the basic facts of life of our economies. And it is the changing of those basic facts that is the critical challenge for us. So seeing China becoming now the destination of preference for the export of African raw materials, as far as some of us are concerned, doesn't change the facts about the African economy. It is the fundamental nature of the African economy that we require to change if indeed we're going to bring prosperity to the mass of our people. And that is to move away from raw material producing economies to industrializing value-added economies. That's the challenge for us. And to the extent the Chinese investment, American investment, French investment, Japanese investment, come where it is, British investment, plays into that fundamental objective, I welcome it. To the extent that it attempts to dilute or divorce itself or veer away from that, I would be critical of it. Because our fundamental objective is what we need to see established in our relations with whoever.